Welcome, this is my new vlog. I'm trying again. My name's Mike O'Leary. Just to let you know, as I say, another way to find me is on Twitter. My handle is Sheep of Jesus. On Facebook as well as Mike O'Leary. So if you want to get in contact, add me as a friend, follow me on Twitter, please do. All the details are going to be on the bottom of the screen just here at some point when I get around to editing it. My wonderful wife will show me how to edit it. She is better at this than I am. I'll tell you a bit about me. I'm 42. I live in Wolverhampton, England. My vlog's going to be about my faith as a Christian. It's going to be about my recent mission trip to Sweden I had in August in 2015 for 2 weeks. The build up to that, the right and wrong things that I did and didn't do, each day that I was there, each city I went to, and everything from there, and then in time there'll be a conclusion and a wrap on it. I tried doing a vlog about 6 months, a year ago, and failed miserably, so I thought, well, why not, let's try it again. My wife's trying to get hers up and running. She recorded the first one last night and released it. Very good, actually. Once I get the details for her vlog name and site, I'll put it on here so you can have a look. Hers is about her faith and her crafting gift that she's been given from God. So yeah, that's basically going to be about it. Don't claim to be perfect. This isn't going to be a professional thing. This is going to be basically about me rambling. There may be the occasional rant about what churches as a whole do right and do wrong, my views and opinions on it, and anything from that. So if you have any questions, comments or anything else, please feel free to leave them below, and I'll try to get around to answer them when I can, and as best as I possibly can. If I can't, I'll find an answer for you. And yeah, so where do we start? About 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, God spoke to me and my wife and put Sweden on our hearts. And over the course of that time, we didn't know what it was about. So we started with the most basic thing a Christian should do if something close to the heart is prayer. So we prayed about the country. We looked into it a bit to find out, culture, history, the state of the church within Sweden, and learnt a lot from the internet. Also following different people on Facebook and Twitter gave us an insight to daily life as well, and what was going on. From that, God had put it on my heart to go over there and do some mission work, to get my feet on the ground, to just go over and do pretty much early church, early New Testament church thing. Go over, put your feet on the ground, walk, pray, encourage, and visit churches. I went to, as I say, I'll go through the whole build-up of what I did right and wrong through that, but this is just the overview of what God has spoken to us then. And it was 6 cities, 2 weeks, from the middle of August to the end of August 2015. And yeah, it was all done very much on a shoestring budget. I didn't have placed in my heart that anything should be 4-star or whatever, or luxury travel or whatnot, because I don't believe that should be the way things should be done. If you're going to do something, don't splash out the luxuries on yourself. Make sure the effort and everything else goes into what is on your heart to do, which is what I was called to do at the time, which was walking and praying and speaking and encouraging and getting around. Yes, I had some luxuries. I had one nice hotel for 1 day, which I was encouraged by my wife and a couple other members of the church to have, because I was told, after kicking and screaming about my views on spending money on myself, which I felt I was, They said, well, God is getting at you to bless people. He's also out there. He's also, this is all about blessing you as well, and you are entitled to the blessings. And it was really a struggle in my own heart and my own mind to accept that, which I did. It came to understanding of prayer and talking to many of my trusted Christian brothers and sisters and my wife that it is acceptable, but there is a limit. So let me just clarify the trouble I had within my own mind of spending the money on a hotel for one night for me, which I struggled with a bit of luxury for. I was spending most of my days, well, most of my nights, I was sleeping in hostels and things like that, which is what I felt really called to do. But the one night of what I would deem as luxury was in a travel lodge or a Premier Inn or something of that nature. The cost of the room was 50 quid for the night, so it wasn't anything like the Ritz or anything like that. Wasn't sitting in jacuzzis or anything like that at all. It was literally just a travel lodge in for a night, and a night through that prayer and talking to other Christians, and the spiritual team I had around me that I trusted, and my wife as well, seemed to be an acceptable thing to do. So I wasn't wasting God's money. I wasn't doing a disservice to those people in church and those outside church as well who'd helped me to raise the funds to get me over there, to get my feet on the ground for 2 weeks and do God's work that hell was put on my heart. So I didn't go out there and go nuts. We found an acceptable means to what felt comfortable for everybody. And through that, it was, I shall go through and document my whole journey. Hopefully this will help people in listening and answering the call to God on their heart, the accepting of mission, and that it can be scary. What God's calling you to do, whether it be in your community, in your church, to a different country that doesn't seem to be worldly acceptable when it comes to mission. It's not Africa, it's not one of the third world countries, and yes, they do need Christians to go over there and do mission work, but to places that don't seem to be noticeable, like Sweden. When I spoke about that to other people, they were like, why Sweden? It's a European country, it's a very wealthy country, and it's a first world country that's well advanced in a lot of things. And it wasn't till I did some digging about the state of the church and Christianity and everything else that I realized exactly, in as far as the faith side of things go, how much of a struggle and how poor it was. But I'll go into that later on through that, and document how I came about everything, things like that. So yeah, listen to God, accept your calling. Make sure you've got people around you to talk to. Those that are knowledgeable in mission as well do help. And reading, praying and fasting. And yeah, the one mistake I made was not listening to people and accepting what they were saying, and just being stubborn, I think, more than anything else. They had some very good advice, and me being me, and one of my faults is stubbornness, and I didn't. And I had to overcome that. So, I hope through all of this that, it's an encouragement to you. You listen and get something out of it, and if God does speak to you, that you do act upon it, because it is very important within the Christian faith that we do act upon whatever God tells us to do, that we do ask questions on it, that we do pray and fast and discuss it with other Christians on what direction we should go in and what God's speaking to us about, and that we do get it right. And the whole getting it right thing is a difficult one, because it's something I'll carry on with my own I'll do another one about it, about struggling with wanting to get everything 100% perfect and realizing that I am human and I don't, and seeing end results and things like that. You know, the world's all about let's do this and let's get this end result, and once we hit this target, then it isn't been done. But we have to think differently when it comes to our faith, and when we do mission and when we do outreach, whether it be in the community or whether it be in the country or whether it be overseas. We have to think differently, and that's something that I will address in another vlog later on. So that's about me. That's about what my channel is going to be about. There'll be the occasional rant, like I say, and you know, I don't claim to be perfect. I'm not a theologian. I've been a Christian now for I think 7, 8 years. So I'm not huge in the mind knowledge and things like that. I'm a very plain spoken person when it comes to that. So if I'm not right on something, please do say, and do let me know, because I'm always willing to learn and look at that, and I'll always have a discussion with people on things. And if I'm right, you know, fair enough. If I'm not, then I need correcting, and I will try. When it comes to being corrected, I'm not the easiest person to accept. You know, criticism, feedback, however you want to put it, I'm very much that lot, but I am learning, so please bear with me. Well, that's me. That's about me. That's what my channel is going to be about. As I say, I hope it's an encouragement and a strength to you all. And if I can help in any way with any further things, you know, please leave a comment on any of my vlogs down there, and I'll get back to you on them. But as I say, my name's Mike, and I hope you enjoy your watching of this, and I'll be praying for you all. God bless.